Ever wonder what it'd be like if one day you just didn't have the strength to get out of bed? No accident, no illness, just your body slowing down. Suddenly, standing up takes effort. A short walk leaves you out of breath. You hesitate before heading outside, and one small stumble can keep you indoors for days. For many people in their 70s and beyond, this sneaks up quietly, stealing independence, then confidence, and eventually the simple joy of living. But the real fear isn't just getting weaker, it's becoming dependent. Not being able to do basic things like walk to the bathroom, answer the door, or fix a meal. The good news, there's something you can do. Right at home, no equipment, no partner needed. Just 5 gentle movements a day, recommended by geriatric doctors and practiced in senior care centers across Canada and Japan. These aren't workouts. They're simple exercises designed to wake up your muscles, keep you flexible, and maintain balance. The core essentials for staying active, strong, and living without the fear of falling. If this hits home for you, go ahead and tap like to save it, and hit subscribe if you'd like more down-to-earth, encouraging tips for staying well as you age. Let's start with the first movement. It's easy but surprisingly revealing. Sit to stand without using your hands. A doctor once asked me, if you're sitting on a sofa, can you get up without using your hands? I laughed. Of course, I still cook every day. But when I tried, I felt shaky. One leg was weaker. I leaned forward, pushed with my shoulders, and still needed my hands. Have you ever noticed that? Most of us don't think twice about getting out of a chair. But to geriatric specialists, it's an early sign of muscle loss and balance decline, often missed until it's too late. One study in the British Journal of Sports Medicine found that people over 70 lose about 3% of muscle mass each year if they're not moving properly. And weak muscles don't just slow us down, they raise the risk of falling. And one fall after 70 can change your life. Mr. Raymond from Denver, age 76, used to be super active. But after a few months of moving less due to knee pain, he started using his hands to get up. Then one day he fell getting out of an armchair, broke his pelvis, took 4 months to walk again. He never fully got his confidence back. Now, every morning he stands up from his kitchen chair 5 times, not to turn back time, but to remind himself he's still here, still trying. So if we sit and stand dozens of times a day anyway, why not turn those moments into strength training? Try this. Every time you sit, at the table, on the couch, even on the toilet, see if you can stand up without using your hands. Go slow. Focus on using your thighs and core. If you can't, sit back down, breathe out, and try again. No pushing too hard, but don't quit either. After just a few weeks, you'll notice getting up feels easier. Not just physically, but mentally. You remember you've still got your own back. But getting up is only half the story. What matters just as much is, how do you move once you're on your feet? Are you steady? Do you slow down just to keep your balance? Those steps, that hesitation, they're your body's quiet signals. Ever feel a slight sway turning in the kitchen? Or need to grab a chair walking over a doorway? Most people think that's just what happens after 70. But now, he's on regular dialysis and can't live alone anymore. Losing control of your health can feel like losing a piece of your dignity. That's why some people take charge early, like Mrs. Doris, 76, living solo in Brooklyn. She's got a health schedule on her fridge, eye checkups every 6 months, a yearly endoscopy, weekly blood sugar checks. She told us, I don't wait for my kids to ask. I know my body. I want to stay healthy without being a burden. She's not weak, just wise enough to know that independence doesn't come by default. So ask yourself, who do you relate to more? The truth is, getting proactive isn't hard. Pick a quiet morning, call your old clinic, and schedule a full checkup. Just set a reminder. Don't wait for someone else to nudge you. It's a small step, but it's the first one toward protecting your freedom. Because after 60, checkups aren't about fearing illness. They're about staying strong enough to live without depending on others. And once you're no longer caught up in health and worries, you'll start to see something clearly. The real ache isn't illness. It's the silence when no one talks to you. Ever felt invisible in a house full of people? The kids are busy, the grandkids are running around, and an entire day can pass without a single real conversation. You blame no one, but deep down you wonder, if I stayed silent all day, would anyone notice? A study from UC Berkeley found that people over 65 with little social connection are twice as likely to suffer memory loss and over 3 times more likely to face depression. No bleeding, no fever, just a slow, quiet fading, like a plant left unwatered. Take Mr. Ronald, 73, living in Oregon with 3 generations. He seemed fine, family meals, grandkids everywhere. But then came confusion, insomnia, appetite loss. His doctor asked, "Got any friends your age?" Ronald smiled sadly. "Haven't seen anyone outside the family in decades." The doctor shook his head. "You're not missing people. You're missing connection." Compare that to Mrs. Elaine, 74, in Chicago. "When my daughter got married, it felt like my world disappeared. But I joined a knitting group and started volunteering. Now people check in every week. I get messages, and suddenly I feel like I'm really living again, not just part of someone else's story." Here's the truth. You don't need a crowd, just a few folks outside your family who remember you without being reminded. Maybe it's a Saturday walk group, a tiny book club, or a neighbor who likes to talk about the weather. Because if you don't build your own circle, one day you might realize you've become just the cook, the housekeeper, the babysitter, and the scariest part. When you're gone, everything just keeps going, like you were never there. So reach out, call an old friend, join a local class, or send a message. "Hey, remember me? Want to grab coffee this week?" Not to chase happiness, just to remind yourself, I'm still me, I'm still here. And if you're still with me, stick around till the end of this video because what's coming might be something you've needed to hear. Even if you've got company and a place to go, if you wake up without a reason, loneliness lingers. One of the hardest things after 60 is waking up and realizing nothing's really waiting for you. No alarm. No one asking, "What's your plan today?" You're here, breathing, eating, walking, but not sure why. A University of Michigan study with over 7,000 seniors found that people with a sense of purpose, even something small like journaling or watering plants, had a 43% lower chance of dying within 5 years. Not because of perfect diets or miracle meds, but because they had a reason to get out of bed. They didn't wait for life to hand them meaning. They created it, the ones who didn't. They faded quietly, often without anyone realizing. David Reiner, a geriatrician in California, warns, balance doesn't vanish all at once. It wears down bit by bit until one fall ends your independence. The danger is loss of balance doesn't hurt. It creeps in, but its impact, huge. The CDC says 1 in 5 adults over 65 has a serious fall every year. And that first fall, it often marks the end of living alone. But here's the surprising part. Those same legs that might trip you can also alert you if you know how to test them. Dr. Reiner recommends the heel-to-toe walk. Each morning, try walking a few steps in a straight line, placing the heel of one foot right in front of the other. If you wobble or can't stay aligned, it's a sign your coordination is slipping. He told the story of Mrs. Ellen, 78, in Seattle. After a bathroom fall, her doctor showed her this test. She said, "I could barely walk 10 straight steps, but now I practice 3 minutes every morning. I feel steadier, less afraid to go outside." So if you're still here with me, try it. Stand up, find a clear hallway, stay close to a wall just in case. Walk 10 slow steps, heel to toe. Nobody has to see. It's not about doing it perfectly, just listening to your body. Because after 70, balance isn't just about staying upright. It's about staying free to live on your terms. Every steady step today adds another day of independence. And once you've checked your feet, don't forget your shoulders and neck. Another silent change with age. Not for balance, but for breath. Ever notice you're breathing more shallowly these days? Not gasping, just thinner breaths. Especially in the morning, with stiff shoulders and a neck that moves like it's rusted. Doctors at the Cleveland Clinic warn, after 70, tight shoulders and neck muscles can limit lung expansion, cutting off deep breaths. You may not feel it, but your oxygen drops and fatigue creeps in. Mr. Larry, 75 in Seattle, thought his shortness of breath was a heart issue, but it turned out to be tightness in his neck and shoulders holding back his chest. The fix, a few simple neck and shoulder rolls each morning, and he felt the difference fast. Picture this. Instead of rushing out of bed, you sit quietly for a moment. Roll your shoulders. Gently turn your head left, right, down, up. Each move slow, thoughtful, like breathing yourself awake. If you're still with me, maybe you're looking for a better way to feel good without running marathons. The next movements are small but powerful. They affect your balance, memory, reflexes, and even core strength. Don't miss what's coming, because one tiny change in your morning routine could transform how you age. Sometimes what keeps you truly alive isn't a racing heart, but a long, full breath that helps you hear yourself again. Deep breathing clears the mind, but if you want to truly wake up the body, you also need intentional movement, especially to keep your reflexes sharp and your core strong. Ever trip in your living room with nothing on the floor, or move so slowly that you couldn't catch yourself in time? If you're over 70, that's not just aging, it's your reflexes fading. Dr. Jeremy Fields, a California geriatrician, says if you don't keep training your reflexes and core after 70, one little stumble could mean a broken bone and months in bed. Scary, yes, but scarier is how many people don't notice their reflexes slowing until it's too late. I met Mr. Larry, 78, in Chicago. He doesn't go to the gym, but every morning while brushing his teeth, he lifts his knees to tap his hands in front of the mirror. At first it felt silly, he said. Now it's just habit, and getting in the car is so much easier. He doesn't want applause, just the quiet pride of knowing his body still listens. Because reflexes aren't just about being quick, they're the dance between your brain, nerves, and muscles. Your core, especially your abdominal area, plays a key role in keeping you balanced, protecting your spine, and linking all your movements. So what happens when daily walking isn't as easy as it used to be? Try this simple move. Stand tall, raise one knee to meet your hand, then switch sides. If that feels good, add a gentle twist of your torso as you lift your knee. A small challenge to see how your flexibility is holding up. No need to rush, no need to push. Just 10 reps on each side every morning sends a powerful message to your brain. I've still got reflexes, and I'm still living actively. It's a small move with a big impact, because when reflexes start to fade, so does your ability to protect yourself. But lifting one knee each day, that's you holding on to something incredibly important. Your right to stay steady in every sense of the word. As your body starts to move more easily, don't overlook your hands. The first place reflexes, grip strength, and coordination often start to slip if we're not paying attention. Did you know even small hand movements, when neglected, can be early signs of neurological decline? Neurologists point out that after 70, slower hand opening speed isn't just weak muscles. It's often your nervous system waving a red flag. That quick open and close motion, especially with your fingers spread wide, is one of the most intricate tasks your brain and muscles perform together. Every time you do it fast, it's like a wake-up call to your nerves, keeping them alert and engaged. So why do we forget this move? Because after retirement, we tend to use our hands less. No more typing, tying, gripping like before. But everyday tasks like opening jars, lacing shoes, even catching yourself from a fall, all rely on grip. And often, we don't realize how crucial that strength is until it's gone. Or Dr. Laura Simmons, a geriatric specialist in Cleveland, puts it simply, if a patient's hand speed slows down over time, I know their nervous system is trying to tell us something. And if we ignore it, reflexes will keep slipping. Marjorie, 78, from Seattle, once missed a handrail stepping off a curb. Her hands just weren't strong enough to hold on. During rehab, she started doing the fast open-close hand drill. Just 2 minutes, 3 times a day. After 2 months, stronger grip, quicker reactions, and most importantly, the confidence to walk to the market on her own again. No special gear needed, no gym, just sit up straight, raise your hands to chest level, spread your fingers, then clench into fists, fast, for 30 seconds. Pause. Repeat. It might look simple, but every open-close tells your brain you're still in control. Because if your hands stop responding one day, your whole body could follow. And sometimes the quiet doesn't come from the world around us. It starts when we stop trying to take charge. In the end, what matters most isn't how many steps you take. It's that feeling of still being in control. Brushing your hair, standing tall, looking out the window. Aging's no walk in the park. But if you can still sit up on your own, roll your shoulders, lift your knees, open and close your hands without shaking, you're still winning. Quietly, steadily, and absolutely. We don't have to run. We don't have to push. We just have to keep ourselves from falling too soon. So when it's time to stand, we still can. When it's time to walk, we won't be afraid. I hope these small exercises become part of your daily rhythm. A simple habit with real meaning. No reminders, no leaving the house. Just make the choice to begin. If this video helped you, go ahead and tap like to save it, or share it with someone who's feeling the slowdown too. And if you want to keep exploring proactive aging with us, hit subscribe. We'd love to have you along for the ride. You can also drop a comment below. Tell us your story, because every word you share might be the encouragement someone else needs. And hey, if you miss a day, don't beat yourself up. Just start again with one move. That alone can steady your tomorrow.